Hi there. So we need to talk about fear of disappointment, right? Because I've spoken in my recent podcast about how emotions can mess you up in terms of dating, but also in terms of business, in terms of life itself, okay? A disappointment, or the fear of disappointment, is one of those more subtle emotions that can really screw things over. So what do I mean by that? Well, in the dating context, you don't want to be disappointed, okay? That is to say, you see somebody that you find attractive, your eyes meet across that bar, or you see her walking up by the coffee shop, or whatever it is, and you would like to go and talk to her because you're attracted to her, you want to get to know her, you'd hopefully like to date her, etc., but you don't want to be disappointed, okay? Because you know that if you go and speak to her and it doesn't go in the way that you wanted, then that disappointment is going to weigh heavily upon you, and that becomes an intolerable idea. And so to avoid that, you choose not to take action at all. Similarly, you might have got a little bit further than that, and you might actually be on a date with that particular woman. You might actually be out having a meal or whatever it is. Not having a meal, actually, don't do that. But you know what I mean. You might be having a coffee, you might be having a drink, you might be going for a walk in the park, whatever. And at this point, you would like to take things to the next level. You would like to maybe invite her to come back to where you live for a glass of wine, or to watch a video. Not a video, that it's not 1992. To watch something on Netflix, or to watch a YouTube video that you've made, compiling your wonderful adventurous holiday in Bali, or whatever it is. But, again, you don't want to suffer from disappointment. You don't want to feel the uncomfortable feeling of disappointment that you would inevitably feel if you put the idea to her that perhaps she might like to come back to your apartment and to drink the wine or watch the video or whatever it is. And she says no. You know that you're gonna feel disappointed. You don't want to feel that disappointment, and so you don't do anything. You don't take action, okay? And it's that very, very simple thing. It's that very simple desire to evade that which feels uncomfortable to us, that which feels intolerable to us. You know, this disappointment, this romantic, erotic disappointment. And you see the irony, because in trying to avoid that disappointment, in trying to avoid that uncomfortable or momentarily uncomfortable eventuality, what ends up happening is the thing that you feared anyway. Nothing. Because by not taking that action, you ultimately lose your chance. Because often what happens in dating is that you only have so many chances in which to take action, okay? There may be mutual interest at the beginning, after you've introduced yourself, after you guys have just got to know one another, when you're talking, when you're in that flirtatious kind of banter type situation at the beginning. But that door can slam shut pretty quickly if you don't take action. Why? Because she might think, well, maybe this guy's just not interested. Maybe he doesn't like me in that way. Maybe he just wants to be friends. Or she might think, well, maybe he's not courageous enough to say what he wants to say. Maybe he doesn't have the balls. You know, maybe he doesn't have the poise and the verve to ask me out properly, to move things on to the next level. And so either way, she is going to very quickly lose interest. That spark is going to go, and it can be very, very hard. In fact, it can be impossible to reignite that spark once it's gone, okay? So that fear of disappointment, that emotion that you felt, has prevented you from going on to the next stage and maybe getting to the goal that you wanted to get to, okay? So fear of disappointment is a really insidious thing, and it's a subtle sort of thing as well. It's not an emotion that we think about when we say the word emotion. You know, we think about jealousy and hatred and love and lust and these big sort of emotions, these big feelings. But actually those little feelings as well, that sort of fear of embarrassment, fear of disappointment, fear of being uncomfortable, those things can be just as pernicious and have just as negative effect on our chances, on our successes in dating and in life as those bigger, more grandiose feelings, okay? So beware of fear of disappointment and try to expunge it from your mental firmware, because it's not doing you any good. You know, it's better to sometimes suffer disappointment than it is to not take action and to not glean the results that you could possibly have gleaned otherwise. Okay, so embrace disappointment, right? It's part of life. We're all going to be disappointed from time to time about different things. That's just how it goes. Okay, don't worry about that. Worry more about not taking action instead. Okay, disappointment is great. It means that you are out there. It means that you're fighting the good fight. Okay, it means you're in the trenches. So you should be seeking it out. You should be embracing it rather than shying away from it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. However, do remember to subscribe to this channel. It helps me to continue putting out the free content. Please do sign up for my free daily email list. The link is below. And if you want to read more of my stuff on dating, the dating marketplace, etc., then grab Renegade Dating Domination, which is my collection of essays and articles from the last 5 years. Link is below. I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.